Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. And I want to say Shalom to Akman Akwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. This one's called Leopold II of Belgium. And this is kind of like an impromptu lesson that I put together off of, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, off of this article and this photo. Now, I've seen this in the past, this photo, I believe. I don't know if I knew necessarily the whole history about it, but it popped up on Reddit today. And, of course, this is going to be a semi-graphic image that I'm going to show you. It's not too bad. It's in black and white. And really, at first, you don't even know what you're really looking at. But this is a video, it's a photo, and it says, I'm going to read the caption here. This is a photo of a rubber worker in the Belgian Congo staring at the severed hands and feet of his 5-year-old daughter. She was murdered because he failed to meet his quota for the day. Today, the photo serves as a stark reminder of the brutality that came from colonialism. Okay, and this is the photo here. As you can see, those are the severed hands and feet, and you see him staring there. All right, and this guy, you can go down here. Now it says Nisala of Walla in the Songo district, a beer concession. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but it says is a photograph published by Edmund Dean Morel in his book King Leopold's Rule in Africa in 1904. This image depicts a Congolese man named Nisala examining the severed foot and hand of his 5-year-old daughter, Boali. The photograph was taken by Alice Seeley Harris, the wife of a missionary in the village of Baringa, on May 14, 1904. It was subsequently employed as a tool in the media campaign against the inhumane situation in the Congo Free State, which was largely characterized by rubber exploitation. So, under King Leopold's rule. Now, I looked up King Leopold. I guess I'm not too familiar with this guy, but I'll look him up. And this is him, all right, or this was him, all right. This is an Edomite, obviously, an Edomite. And with that, Edomite cultures. Now, you can go ahead and look up, when you see it, it's that colonialism. Men on horses, conquering, taking lands. Now, historically speaking, at least, I guess this guy, instead of murdering his way into power, this guy was more of a lie and deceive and scheme his way into power, okay, which is, of course, another trait of the Edomites, and they're not killing, they're lying, all right, and vice versa. When they're not lying, they're killing. So, you can go ahead if you want and look up more about him. So what I did was, because it's not too... Come on now. It's not too important to go and get everything that he did, but I basically went to ChatGPT and asked how he got into his power. So we don't need to go into his whole history. He's not worth it. But if you want to, you can go and look up. I browsed through the Leopold II of Belgium. And it talks about the Congo Free State and what the Congo Free State was. We'll read that in just a moment. We'll read it actually right now. It says, also the Congo Free State, also known as the Independent State of the Congo, was a large state and absolute monarchy in Central Africa from 1885 to 1908. It was privately owned by King Leopold II, constitutional monarch of the Kingdom of Belgium. In legal terms, the two separate countries were in a personal union. The Congo Free State was not a part of, nor did it belong to Belgium. It wasn't any of his, but it was just colonized. Leopold was able to seize the region. All right, colonization of the Congo Basin, which is probably going to talk about killing and how it happened. All right, prelude to conquest. But it says colonization of the Congo Basin. We'll just ask ChatGPT so we don't have to read it all. But let's see, it says refers to the European colonization of the Congo Basin, tropical Africa. So let's see. It talks about let's see. You can read about all that if you want. I'm trying to look specifically here if it talks about the employance of violence at any point in time. They might not have documented it. I'm sure it happened. You can see right here at the end, I didn't even read, but it talks about, that's Esau for you. It says, Leopold's eventual response was extraordinary in its hubris and simplicity. It says, if the government of Belgium would not take a colony, then he would simply do it himself, acting in his private capacity as an ordinary citizen. So, again, let's go and get that scripture. Let's go get that real quick. This is Habakkuk 2 and 5. And actually, I'm going to show who it's talking about. No, this is wrong. I thought I was dealing with, I think I'm thinking of Nahum. But verse 5, in verse 5, it says, yea, also, because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desires hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. If there was any doubt who this is speaking about, right? And this is that's what they do. They colonize, they conquer. They like to do it with Jake most specifically, but they'll do it with anybody. They don't care. They just like it says, heap unto him all people. Heapeth unto him all people. They like to have slaves and captives and workers, and they and like it says and cannot be satisfied. So no matter how much they have, they're never really satisfied. That's why these devils have these yachts, and it's just not enough, and they have to buy this, and it's just not enough, and then they get a private jet, and it's just not enough, so they buy a big-ass mansion, and it's just not enough, so they have to buy a bigger one, and it's just not enough, so they buy a company, and it's just not enough, so they have to go do, they're unsatisfiable, okay, they can't be satisfied, they're insatiable, okay, and like it says he's a proud man, so that's what these devils are, and it talks about, his hubris. Okay, his hubris and simplicity. They're also very simple people. All right, simple meaning dumb. So you can go on and see that it's going to talk about all these different things, and so there's a lot of history. But that's besides the point that we're really getting into. Really, these Edomites, of course, as you would know, they colonize and conquer by violence and death and deception and lying, and it's a whole deal, right? Now, they do it by blood, all right, and if they're not conquering by blood, there's a lot of blood that's spilled during the process. For example, they're chopping people's arms and legs off, and it's ridiculous. So I went over to ChatGPT. Fuck you. Bear with me. Let me adjust this heat here. I was boiling up. So, says, I typed in, how did King Leopold of Belgium go about conquering Congo? Now, it says, King Leopold II of Belgium used deception, manipulation, and brutal exploitation to control the Congo. Here's a rundown of how it went down. So it says, deceptive diplomacy. Leopold portrayed himself as a humanitarian, claiming he wanted to bring Christianity, civilization, and commerce to Central Africa. In reality, he wanted the region for its resources. So, lying. Formation of the Congo Free State in 1885. So he convinced major powers at the Berlin Conference to recognize his personal ownership of the Congo under the guise of a philanthropic endeavor. This gave him sovereignty over the territory, which became the Congo Free State. And you can keep on going on. Once in control, forcing coercion. Once in control, Leopold established a system of forced labor. Indigenous people were coerced into harvesting rubber, ivory, and other resources under the threat of violence. Will fucking kill you if you don't do it. You can read on and read on and read on here. If you want to read all these, you can go ahead. But yeah, that's what they do, by either violence or by threat of extreme violence. And so let's get Numbers 35 and 33. And this is just a quick little lesson today, really. But Numbers 35 and 33. Let's go ahead and read it. It reads, So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So these people got to die, man, and they've spread. They've been on a worldwide, they've been on a worldwide blood fest, killing basically fucking whoever got in their way. We want this land. You don't want to give it to us, kill them. All right, do this work for us. You don't want to do it, kill them. All right, that's what they do, and they shed extraordinary amounts of blood. All right, and they never really find themselves guilty at all. They never really think that what they're doing is wrong. They think that they're not bad people for doing it. All right, it's all fair in business. All right, at least that's what they think. And these devils, man. It's these devils. That's how they act. That's how they behave. They're devils. You can't expect a devil to act like someone good, man. You can't expect a dog to act like a cat. All right, they're just a dog at the end of the day. So, yeah, man. So that's these devils. All right, they like going land to land and land to land to land. And and actually, as a matter of fact, let's go and open ChatGPT again. Hey Siri. Of course, it doesn't want to do it. It ain't that important. But let's, what, we still have? No, we don't. God damn it. Hey Siri. I don't know why it doesn't want to work with this, but, let's see. Yeah. God damn it. Come on, man. Fucking phone. Anyway, but yeah, I can't even, I'm not going to go and do it, but just look up a list of places. Actually, matter of fact, I'm going to do it. Bear with me. So, list of places mercilessly conquered by the Europeans, specifically colonizations that resulted in several deaths. So, let's go see. Just got to think about this one. It might not even let it happen, honestly. All right, here's a list of places where European colonization was particularly brutal, leading to large-scale death and suffering. Africa, Congo by Belgium. Namibia by Germany. South Africa by the British. Asia, right? India by the British. Indonesia by the Dutch. All right, America's Caribbean islands, Spanish, British, and French. Okay, Mexico by the Spanish. Peru by the Spanish. North America by the British, French, and Spanish. Australia and Oceania, Australia by the British. Hawaii, various European powers. Other atrocities. Philippines, Spanish and American. Algeria, French. Vietnam, French, right? And you can see it, it just talks about, Caribbean islands. We'll just grab this one. By the Spanish, British, and French. Colonization caused mass deaths of indigenous populations due to violence, slavery, and disease. For example, the Taino population in Hispaniola was nearly exterminated within decades of Columbus's arrival. So, you see, and you can just grab any of them. Right here, look. Congo by Belgium, the one we're talking about today. King Leopold II's rule caused the deaths of an estimated 10 million people through forced labor, execution, starvation, and disease during the Congo Free State, 1885 to 1908. So, these people are devils, man. And again, Numbers 35 and 33. So you shall not pollute the land wherein you are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. So these devils got to go. And the devil's gonna the devil's gonna be completely wiped out by the Lord, right? So it's like it. But yeah, man, these people are it's not gonna be good for them. Let's get Ezekiel 35 and 6. It says, we'll start from 1. All right, and of course, these Congolese people. Now, there's probably some Jake over there. All right, what part of Africa is the Congo in? Is it in Is it in West Africa? Let's see. Central Africa. So it's not necessarily West Africa, but Central Africa. And so there's probably quite a few Jake over there. A lot of Hamites, but a lot of Jake too. But, regardless of just this whole situation, the Congo, Esau has colonized fucking everywhere, man. Everywhere. Okay? Any place they could get their grimy little, filthy little rat fingers on. Inside joke. So, yeah, this is Ezekiel 35, and we're going to just start from 1, because, of course, this is talking about, the perpetual hatred against Jacob, but they're like that with everybody, but it's mostly us. We've been at the hands of the most harm. So, 35 and 1, it says, "Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it." Now, go and look up who was dwelling in Mount Seir, because, of course, the Lord's not... talking against a mountain, all right, and telling us to prophesy against a mountain. He's telling us to go against these people, prophesying against these people that live in this area, not the mountain itself. It says, "Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it, and say unto it, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate, and I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred, and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, and the time that their iniquity had an end." Right here in 6 is the point that I was getting today, but I wanted to read it all the way up, and down to 9 at least. It says, "Therefore, as I live, saith the Lord Yahweh, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee." Since you love, blood so much and shedding it, now that same type of energy is going to pursue you, and your blood's going to be the one being shed, right? In verse 7 it says, "Thus will I make Mount Seir most desolate, and cut off from it him that passeth out, and him that returneth. And I will fill his mountains with his slain men. In thy hills and in thy valleys and in all thy rivers shall they fall that are slain with the sword. I will make thee perpetual desolations, and thy city shall not return, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord." So there you go, man. The Lord's not messing around, okay? And these devils, they're deceivers, they're liars, they're murderers, okay? Let's get Job 13 and 4. Let's get it. And this is this devil for you. Job 13 and 4, "But ye are forgers of lies, ye are all physicians of no value." Okay, so these devils, they're forgers of lies. And if you look up what it means to be a forger of, all right, a forger is, to forge something is to create something. All right, you forge a sword, you forge this or that, metal objects, right? Usually manufacturing something generally of metal, right? But you're manufacturing something. If you're manufacturing something, you're making something. So you're making lies, okay? You're the one that are setting these lies out there. And that's what these devils do. For example, that Edomite woman that was on Facebook, she forged that lie, manufactured that lie about the Haitian people, saying, oh, they're eating cats and dogs and all this different types of thing. And she came out and said, hey, this has gone out of hand. I didn't want it to be taken this far. I basically just said it as, I don't know if she said it as a joke or whatever, but she said, basically, like, she knew what she said was wrong. Like, she just lied, basically, right? And it got out of hand. So she made that lie. She formulated that lie, and it got spread around by everybody. They're eating these dogs and cats. They're eating these ducks. They're eating dogs and cats and ducks, and they're getting them from ponds, and they're, and that's what these devils are. They're forgers of lies, right? And they lie, and they love to talk about lying and lie. That's just what they do, all right? Their favorite pastime, the old American pastime of lying your ass off, right? And their physicians are no value as well, and a physician is a medical practitioner, so, they can't heal you for shit either. They're not good healers. They're liars, and they can't heal. So what can they do? And the only things that they can do right is kill. That's the only thing that they're really known for, all right, is killing and death, all right? So finally, we're going to get Revelation 12 and 9 to show you what, who these devils are and what's inevitably coming to them. So Revelation 12 and 9. It's like you, if I don't want to act right. So Revelation 12 and 9 says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil, all right, speaking of Esau, Edom, and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. Of course, after that, you can see in verse 10, it says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed, for the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. It says, and then it goes down into 11 and 12, which are great. And it's the devil dishes out terror and violence, constantly, but it comes back to that not wanting to pay the piper. They don't want it to happen to them, they don't want the Lord's destruction to come upon them, and they've done wickedness, they've done wickedly, and the thing is that the Lord's going to pay them back for that, but they try to avoid it. That's probably one of the main reasons they want the big thing with the time machine is they want to go back and see if they can. They're all obsessed with time machines and building time machines because they want to see if they can go back and not sell their blessing is what they want to try to do, or try to kill Jacob when he was younger, right? That's what they want to try to do, but the Lord's not going to allow them to do that, man. It's not going to happen. So yeah, man, these devils are, they're done, and they pretty much, they're being revealed. They're in the process of being revealed. But with Jake, man, they're pretty much revealed at this point, that these white people are not here to be your friends. They're not here to help you. They're here to destroy you, man. They're the devil. Hell, even Jake came up with that blue-eyed devil to call him it back then. You can just take blue-eyed away. They're just the devil, all right? That's who these devils are. They're devils, right? They're antichrists. They're devils, all right? Wicked. Witches and demons, man. That's who these people are, man. They act like demons. Okay, they're likened unto demons. And yeah, man. So these people can't be the people that continue and rule. And that's just one guy, Leopold II of Belgium, because that's just one guy. You have Christopher Columbus, all the other guys that that were either leaders of colonialism and colonizing, or they worked with the lead guys. They're either the Christopher Columbus or the people that worked for Christopher Columbus. All right, no in between. That's who they are. They're all slave masters. It wasn't us. It was great-great-grandparents, maybe. Yeah, but you are your ancestors. So we know who you are, and we know biblically reincarnation exists. That's why you devils beat around the bush so much with that reincarnation concept, is because you don't want it to exist, because then you would know that you're not guiltless. And you're not guiltless. You are guilty. Okay? Just like Leopold II of Belgium. And somebody out there is this guy back in the reincarnation in the flesh now. So that's the lesson, just a shorter lesson. I say it's a shorter lesson. I don't know how long it went. It could have been 20 or 30 minutes for all I know. But, yeah, man. So these devils are going to get what's coming to them. And the Lord's not going to spare any. He's not going to spare any of them. Okay, not in the true definition of spare. Some of these devils are going to be, set aside for captivity. Okay, but they're not going to be saved. all right, or set aside for salvation. They're going to be, set off to the side, so they can, so we can have, captives, all right, handmaids, and servants and handmaids when we get in the kingdom. So that's the lesson. We'll go ahead and close out there. Lord, what was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Makakwadash. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing. Shalom.